Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shanika and I make videos about motherhood, lifestyle, hair, beauty, and everything in between. Today I am going to show you how I groom and shape and clean up my eyebrows, as well as fill them in with a little bit of makeup. So let's get started. The first thing I will always say in any video that is about your face: wash your hands, please, before you touch your face. Warm water, soap. After that, I make sure to clean off my eyebrows. I personally will use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a cotton pad on my eyebrows just to make sure there's no excess product, makeup, or oils on my skin. Then I will shape. I will use a eyebrow brush. It has the brush at the end and the spoolie at the opposite end, and I use the Anastasia dipbrow pomade in the color Ebony. Just so you know, I'm looking at my mirror over here, and I will try to look back at the camera as well. So I will gently fill in underneath my eyebrows to begin. I'm not keeping this makeup on, it's just to give me a little bit of a shape as a guideline. Perfect. Just right underneath. My hairs are all brushed up. I got my shape, not too thick, not too thin. I'm old school and I still wax my eyebrows, but I do it at home with the Veet Easy Gel wax strips. These are the ones that are for your legs. It has 50 in the pack. It lasts me almost a year, and I can use it anywhere on my body. So these are great. The wax strips look like this. You can warm them up in between your hands. Sometimes if it's really cold in the house and the wax strips are hard, I'll put a blow dryer to it just to open up the strips a little bit. I cut the strips with some scissors into a shape like this, just so I can get underneath my eyebrow, and a shape that's a little bit thicker so I can do in between my eyebrows as well. So I will pull the strip together apart, and I'm going to look back at the mirror again. And I place it right underneath the line that I made with the dip brow pomade. Gently rub the strip back and forth with my finger just to warm up the wax. And I apply in a downward motion and rub upwards, and I pull the strip down when I'm ready to take it off. Just like that. And it's got a little bit of hair. Looks good. Most of the times you can use these strips more than once. I don't use it more than twice. So I will go to the tail end of my eyebrows, apply that same strip. Once again, I'm going to rub upwards and pull the strip downwards. Perfect. And then I will take that bigger strip that I had previously cut, open it up, and place it in between my eyebrows to get the hairs that are in the middle. So I'll push in so that the wax is able to grasp as many hairs as possible. I will pull up, gets most of the hairs again. For the middle, I use that strip only once, and I'll pull up and pull down. So I'll take the other half of that strip, apply it again, the same location, press in, just because the hairs sometimes grow in all sorts of directions. So if you can kind of hit the hairs in multiple directions when you pull, you can kind of get whatever may be left over. Okay, So the middle is done and underneath is done. For on top, I will brush the hairs down. Take the strip, open it up, and I'll do the same thing I did for the bottom. So I'll place the strip right above the hairs. I like the front end of my eyebrow to be a little bit thicker, so I'll place it a little higher up. And once again, press the strip up and down and pull down when it comes to ripping it off. Perfect. And use that same strip again for the tail end of the brow. Move it back and forth and pull. Super simple, super easy. It's not painful at all. And as you can see, I think I got most of the hairs. I personally like my eyebrows to come up and have less of an arch as I'm getting older and my face shape keeps changing. All right, so off camera, I went ahead and did the other eyebrow. Once I'm done with the wax, I will take a little bit of baby oil and a cotton pad and take off the excess pieces of wax that's left over. Baby oil is great for removing wax, as well as adding a little bit of hydration to the skin. There we go. All the wax is taken off. Now, because it is oily, I will use another piece of cotton and some rubbing alcohol, again, just to take off the excess oil before I go into the next step. It will burn a little bit, but it's okay. It's just because your pores are open from the wax. And if you need to, you can use a little towel just to rub off any leftover product. So the next step for me is tweezing any hairs that are left over. The wax does take off the majority of my unwanted hairs, so it's just a little bit of hairs that I will tweeze just to make sure the shape is the way I want it to look. So once again, start with the bottom, brush the hairs up, and then look in my mirror and take my time and tweeze. There really isn't many hairs that I want to take off. And then I will also take a look at the top, see if there's any hairs. Sometimes there's just one or two around the front. And it looks good. I will then brush my eyebrows back up and take a pair of scissors and just trim the front portion of my eyebrows just to make sure the hairs aren't too long. At this step, please be careful. If you do trim too high up, you can risk ruining the shape of your eyebrow. Sometimes, if the tail end of my eyebrows are also really long, I will take the scissors and cut at the top as well, just a little bit, so it looks a little bit neater. Next step is I take a little face shaving razor and I will razor off underneath, on top, and as well as the sides, going not too far into my hairline, but quite a little bit of distance out past my eyebrows. And this is just to help make the eyebrows look a little bit cleaner and help the makeup go on a little bit smoother. At this step, I do go quite slow. You do not need to press hard with these razors. They are quite sharp and your skin will be delicate and sensitive after the wax, so please be gentle. Sometimes I will pull the area of skin by my eyebrows upwards, make it a little bit taut just so I can see how I want my eyebrow to look. And if there are any stray hairs at the tail end, right at the bottom of my eyebrow, I will shave them off. And I'm going to do the other side, same thing, just shave downwards, takes off any extra hairs, just a little bit on the top and the tail. I will also do a little bit on the middle. Once again, the wax was able to take off the majority of the hair, so there's not much to do. And I think it looks quite good. I am just going to give it one last wipe, apply a little bit of moisturizer, and come right back. All right, so I've gone ahead and filled in the one side of my face with a little bit of the dipbrow pomade and concealer underneath. So I'm going to show you how I do that with the other eyebrow. So I will brush the hairs up again. I made sure to remove any fallen hairs with a towel, and I will start underneath the eyebrow and work my way to the tail, pressing lightly to build the color as well as the shape that I like. Definitely helps having a clean face. The dipbrow pomade will go on more smoothly and you'll be able to see the color show through. I will angle the brush upwards for the front portion of my eyebrows and do upward strokes. Not too much, but the front portion of my eyebrows is quite sparse, so I do need to make sure the pigment in the front is a little bit darker, and then I will go to the middle and fill in the tail. Just gentle strokes to avoid the hairs getting too dark. It is an everyday brow. I don't want it to be too bold and dramatic. I will then brush the hairs downwards and then gently fill in the top of my eyebrow. And as everyone always says, to remember your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. You usually will have one eyebrow that, in your opinion, looks better than the other. But as long as you try your best, take your time, pay attention to the angles of your face, move your face side to side, up and down as you fill in. You can kind of get them to be the same. So when I feel like it is at the darkness level that I like, I will brush upwards again. I will use a concealer brush and a little bit of the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the color Caramel. With the spoolie of the concealer, I will do a couple dabs underneath my eyebrow. Just a little bit. And I will brush it downwards first. And then put the brush at an angle like this and kind of slowly carve underneath the eyebrow. just to give the eyebrow a little bit of extra highlight and make the eyes look a little bit sharp. Then I will brush the product in, and I will use my finger to dab it in, just so nothing looks too harsh and it kind of blends into the rest of my eye. Perfect. Lastly, to finish off, I will use the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. I love this all year round. Great way to top off your eyebrows. And I only use a little bit, and I'll brush upwards. And as you can see, when I do brush upwards, there's not too many hairs that are outside of the line of makeup. If I do feel that they are a little bit too high, I will take the scissors again and trim them a little bit. But for now, I'm quite content. So I will brush up, close back up the brow gel, and take the spoolie and just gently brush them down. So at least the hairs are all going in the direction that I want, but not too high. Don't want the bushy eyebrow look. Now, I usually will never highlight above my eyebrows. I don't like that look on my face. I prefer underneath to kind of make it look clean. I feel like if I want to do a full face of makeup, I will highlight above my eyebrows. So for me, that's it. I think so. This is the finished look. Side to side, I think they do look quite symmetrical. Obviously not perfect, but they do look good. And in person, they don't look too harsh. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit that notification button if you want to see more of me, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. What do you love or hate about doing your eyebrows? What do you plan on changing about your eyebrows for the new year? Are you going to try waxing, threading, microblading? Let me know. And have a great day.